Hey guys, welcome back. This is David Foote with DNL Enterprises. We're here and we're having fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like this video, hit that notification bell. We love to see all your comments and concerns. We are at the Alpaca Boutique in Northeastern Ohio. And this is one of the most beautiful places. They have so many different kinds of animals. A huge area to come and see the animals. They've got different kinds from mostly alpacas, but they have small miniature horses. They have pigs. They have horses. You name it, they've got it. And one that really wants to come and see them is my granddaughter, Harper Jo. Harper Jo just loves to see the animals. Can't you tell from the look on her face? She is so excited and ready to go. She says, "Oh, Mom, come get me out of this car seat. I want to go see some animals." Well, our first stop was inside the gift shop. Here they do charge you a little bit. I think it's like $10 or something per person to visit the animals. But believe me, it's well worth it. They have a little gift shop here. They sell all kinds of things made from alpaca fur, from gloves to scarves to hats to just little toys, mittens, earmuffs. Some of the earmuffs that they make are just so soft and warm, like these ones here with the red and white. And they are just fantastic. If you're ever looking for a present or something for somebody, this is one of the things that you really ought to give them. It's something unique, something you don't see every day, but it is well worth the money. The Majestic Meadows Alpaca Farm, right here just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. On our first animals, a lot of the goats and sheep here, I don't know, it's going to be kind of hard to tell sometimes, but these guys are so well taken care of. You can see how big they are. They're not wanting for anything to eat. Their areas are so clean. They take such good care of the animals here. It is just fantastic. And they have so many different kinds of sheep and goats and the small goats. And some of them are a little aggressive here. As you can see, this little guy, he's kind of aggressive. He's a little hungry. They do have small packets of feed that you can buy in the gift shop that you can feed some of the animals with. Some of them are very small and they get nudged out quite a bit. And some of them are bigger and they'll take over. But this is a wonderful place to visit. If you got kids that like animals, this is fantastic. And they just are able to get out there right in the pens with the animals, get to pet them, feed them, touch them. Some of these guys are just so friendly. It is unbelievable. And I love some of these goats. They have some of the bluest eyes. I just don't know how else to describe it. Now, some of these guys with these horns, you got to be careful because they are kind of dangerous. And if they get a little upset, they can use those things to their advantage. This guy here, I call him the Oreo goat. He kind of looks like an Oreo, doesn't he? Yeah, and there's another one. They're so soft, too, to touch. It is just a feeling that you just can't get over. They're just so soft and so friendly. They come right up to you. And their area here is a pretty good size area. But these guys are like machines. They just eat and eat and eat and eat. That's about all they do. And as you can tell, some of the workers here having to replace some of the sod in their enclosure here because these guys will absolutely tear this up because they're just machines. They love to eat and they just can't get enough, and that's about all they do. This here is one of the alpacas, and they probably have Oh, wow. A couple dozen alpacas here. Different kinds, different colors, different sizes. But they're all very friendly. They're very clean. They're not aggressive at all. They like to be petted. They like to be touched. They like to be fed. And Linda here is feeding some of the alpacas with that little bit of feed that we get at the gift shop. They just are just so friendly. And here's a small miniature donkey that's at the Majestic Alpaca Farm. Just, you never know. You turn a corner and there's another different animal. You turn this corner and there's another different kind of animal. They have so many different ones. Wait till you see the best ones. I'm kind of saving them a little bit for last. So you got to stay tuned. Linda and I are always looking for something different to do. But if you stay tuned, you're going to see some animals that you don't normally see in northeastern Ohio or anywhere in the United States for that matter of fact. But you just hang on and you'll get to see them soon. But don't forget, if you're enjoying this video, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Say hi to Harper Joe. Leave us a comment. Tell us how much you love her outfit. She's got her little bib there that says, "Oh, spit." Because you got to watch out. These alpacas, they do spit. If they get upset, they will spit. And they're not very friendly about it either. But you've seen quite a bit of the area here now at the Majestic Alpaca Farm. And I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but these are so clean. You don't see a lot of feces laying around or dirt or anything nasty. They keep this place very clean. It's almost spotless. You'll see a little bit once in a while, but I'll be quite honest with you. It is so nice to be able to mingle with the animals, touch them, feed them, and everything, and you don't have to worry about where you're stepping. That's a good thing. And to be quite honest with you, this here little bit that you see coming up right here is about the only place I've really saw any feces at all is right there. That's about it. And it's at an area that most people are not really mingling to. The people are more inside the barns and touching the animals. When we were here this day, it was a little chilly. It was still March, so it was still a little chilly. And this barn is where they had a lot of the sheep. They love to come up and eat right out of your hands too. And it's really a strange feeling when you pet one of the sheep, as the texture of their coats. It's just amazing how different they are. And when you touch them and when you touch one of the alpacas, it's a little bit different. But again, just another one of the different kind of animals they have here at Majestic Alpaca. Just a great place. This guy, he knows. He sticks his tongue right out there. He's looking for some more food. And look at the difference here. You see the face on the one here, the dark colored one, and then the face on the lighter colored one. Different kinds. I don't know what all of them are called, and I don't know what their exact names are, but there are a lot of different kind of sheep here. Inside the other barn, this is where a lot of the alpacas are, and they keep them inside because even in March, it's a little chilly for the alpacas. They do pretty well in northeastern Ohio, but sometimes the temperatures and the weather gets a little extreme for them. But they look like they've just been groomed and just having a good time. Harper just loves these alpacas. Look at these guys, how they're so fluffy. And that gray one is just so beautiful. Everybody loves to see the alpacas. They come from far and wide just to see these guys. And we've been to a couple different alpaca farms in Ohio, up around Cleveland where we're at right now, visiting my daughter and my granddaughter Harper. And this is probably one of my favorite places, I'll have to tell you. It's very nice. They have lots of different animals. It's well worth the money to come and visit. You can bring your family and friends, and you'll have a real good time. Spend a couple hours here with the animals. It's just a wonderful thing. Now don't forget, I told you there's going to be some different kind of animals coming up that you don't normally see around this area. But if you hang on just a few more minutes, we're going to let you in on a good secret. And you're going to be so surprised when you see these guys. All right, this is just the barn mainly for the alpacas. And as you can see, there's a lot of them. Look at those beautiful eyes on that white one there. It's just, you don't normally get to see their eyes because it looks like they're all covered up. And how they do that, I don't know. But they all have like a little collar on, and they tell me that's to differentiate one from the other one. And that way they can hold them if they need to control them a little bit. But look how fluffy their fur is. Isn't that just beautiful how that just looks like it's been put that way and cut that way? It's just amazing how they do that with these guys. He's so soft. And he loves people, loves to eat right out of your hand. It's amazing. Look at that. Jessica's feeding them. And this guy here, he's waiting his turn. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. They all have a good time here. That little handful of food is gone in about one gulp with this guy. He just eats and eats and eats. And look at those teeth. My goodness, you wouldn't think much about that, but they do have some very sharp teeth. And you got to be careful with being around them because sometimes they'll just chew on things that they're not supposed to, like your fingers. So when you're feeding them, always keep an open hand like that. And don't try to put your fingers somewhere where they shouldn't be because they can clamp down on them and then you're in trouble. Okay. As you can see, there are lots of them. They're just all different kinds. These are not cheap either. These animals can go for a couple $1,000s, all the way up to $15,000, $20,000 for different breeds, different types, and how they're trained and their background and all that. They can be very expensive. They've told me, though, at the alpaca farm here that the costs have gone down quite a bit over the last couple years. They were very, very high in the $20,000 range. And now they're down in the single $1,000 ranges from $2,000 to $5,000 a piece. But if you look around and count these numbers, that's a lot of money tied up in alpacas. And they only have maybe one baby a year. Maybe. And it's really hard to keep these guys going and keep the herd reproducing. So, all right, here it's some, it looks like a cow, but this one here is a miniature horse. This one right here is a miniature horse. And they're strange looking things, but
like Dr. Pole?
Yeah.
Feeding them?
And you can feed them too. They love eating right out of your hand. You see the small miniature horses, the white one and the brown one. They'll not only eat out of your hand, but they love the hay. Again, look around their areas. It's so clean. It's well taken care of. Everything looks very nice. It's friendly. It's family oriented. You can have a good time here at the Majestic Alpaca Farm.
You ain't gonna be feeding. Look at this guy. He looks hungry.
I don't know why they've separated this guy out. He's kind of in here by himself. If you notice, he doesn't have a collar on. There may be something going on. It could be one that's pregnant. I don't know. But they do separate them out once in a while when they're having an issue getting along with one or the other groups. And that could be what it is. He seems very friendly, though, or she seems very friendly. Eats right out of Linda's hand. Looks very hungry. So I don't know, maybe because he's by himself, he doesn't get as much attention as some of the other ones when they're in the big groups like that. So he's kind of by himself a little bit. Okay, now like I told you before, we're going to come up to an area now. It's going to have some different animals. This is a small pig, and they've had a few little piglets. I think in the spring, earlier in the spring, they had like 4 or 5 piglets born here at the alpaca farm. These are some of the ones they keep separated because they will fight each other. You wouldn't think so, but they get into it, and some of these guys are really territorial. But they're very friendly most of the time. You just can't get in between them and their food. When you get into that, you're going to be in trouble and you're going to lose. If you try to take food away from them or they think that you're in their way, they don't like that at all. Not at all.
The pig's name in Green Acres. That would be a good thing.
Yeah. Here are some of the small babies. They were just born this spring about 10 weeks ago. And that's the mom, and you got to be really careful around her and her babies. She is very protective of those little guys, and they don't like to be touched. They don't like to be played with. They want to be left alone over here by themselves. If mama catches you touching one of her little ones, you see there, she gets a little anxious, and you got to be careful. You just got to keep your eyes open. See, you look there, she just does not want to be touched sometimes. And she knows her place, and they know their place. Watch, there she goes again. She's after him again. And these are her babies, and she treats them like that. It's just amazing how they get along. And again, her area is very clean, very precise. They take such good care of these animals here at the Majestic Alpaca Farm. Just amazing. Okay, we're coming up here. These are the animals I was talking about. Do you know what this is? Yes, it's one of the joeys. It's a red kangaroo, about 1.5 years old. There's 2 or 3 of them here, I think, at Majestic. And they are very friendly. They come right up to you. You can pet them. They are so soft when you touch them. It is just amazing. And you can see, that's not something you normally see here.
They grow big, fast.
Yeah, these joeys are just very kid-friendly. They love being around the kids. They love to be petted. They're just very well taken care of here.
Look at this little guy. He's out here all by himself.
And here's another little piglet that got out. He's out in the field. He's rooting around. You never know what they're going to find. It's like they're always on a hunt for something.
Oh. What do you think, Harper Joe?
Yep. And Harper, I think, is enjoying herself. She's loving the animals. She wants to be around them. She just wants to get down and play with them. That's what she wants to do. Mom says, no, can't get down there. But we're now in with the red kangaroos, and they just hop all over. You notice how big they are, and they got the pouch there for their little babies. They got the long tails. You can reach right up there and touch them, and they are just so soft. They're just like a fleece blanket almost. They're so soft.
Oh, wow. He's soft,
Mm-hmm.
You gotta feel it.
And he doesn't mind a bit.
Oh, soft.
No.
Oh.
Harper's right there. She would love to be touching them too, and she's like, what is this guy? Never saw one of these before. Don't normally see kangaroos like this around here. Now that little pig, he's a little wiry. He feels a little more wiry. He's not as soft as the kangaroos. but they kind of keep them in here together. A couple of animals that are different, but they're still here together. Linda loves touching kangaroos as well. I think he likes her boot as well. There must be something on there that he's liking. I don't know what it is, but he sure is paying a lot of attention to that. Yeah. But don't forget, this is the Majestic Alpaca Farm here in Northeastern Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. This is David and Linda with DNL. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that button. Okay, we're at the end of our video. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you like this, like and subscribe. And this is David Foote with DNL Enterprises. Don't forget to have fun with the foots. We'll see you in the next video.